Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Wizorb. So, let's go into the next level, the netherworld. One sec. And I've programmed videos that I recorded previously to pop up to just check the audio and make sure it recorded correctly, and I forgot that that was going to pop up before I started recording the second time. Alright. So we have all four of the pieces of these runes, so rolling over this rune should do something. And it did. It opened a door in the background. The netherworld here definitely has some creepy visuals, and I believe in the how to play, these guys, they were having another lag, can swing their sword and they can swing their sword and make the ball bounce. So I think you have to hit them from behind. They do walk backwards, exposing their backsides. I've used too much magic trying to power through to the mouth section here. There's a decent chance that this is the last level. I thought that there would be 6 worlds, but seems to me like we're going to hit really just 5. The question also though is, what is in that doorway? Are we going to get one of the legendary hero characters, or is it just a bonus room like we've seen so many times before? Oh, this really makes for a dangerous situation. That took way too long to kill that guy. Let's see, I don't know if I even really need keys. I've fully rebuilt the Taro town, so now would have almost certainly been the point to build the rampart. And have that extra bonus protection happen. I could kind of get it though, also, why you wouldn't want to add 2 or 3 more levels here, in that 2 or 3 more levels like this, as the difficulty ramps up, is just gonna get really grindy. Inherently, this is a problem with any old arcade game, is that the levels and the concept falls apart. And very often there is not a great way to end things. So we just have a completely different rainbow level now. So I guess unless it was going to be a case where you really are just grinding for gold, this doesn't feel like this is going to reward me that much. But, I mean, who knows? Whoops. There could just be a lot of bricks here that are going to pay out. But I'm not 100% sure that it isn't a case where only red bricks pay out with gold or rubies. You know it's not based on size. And it may be very random. Well, probably pre-programmed, but random to the player. As far as which ones would pay out. But yeah, if it's a case that red and yellow always pay out, then you definitely would have a strategy. Although I just hit a couple of red and didn't get anything from it. And there I just hit a yellow and I got ruby. I think I just hit a green and got a gold. Good news is I bought a bunch of lives. But lives do come at a fairly high price. But I would much rather not buy the crown at 10,000 gold points and in favor of actually just beating the game. Yeah. I doubt I would just like rage quit this game like I did the previous game I covered, but I could see just hitting a satisfied point, a saturation point with this game and just not really feeling the need to take it to the extreme and try and get all the achievements. Now weirdly, the one thing you would have thought you would have gotten from an Arkanoid clone, and that I don't think you're really getting here, is the kind of laid back, you could play this for 5 minutes and then forget about it for 5 months and then come back and play it for another 5 minutes experience that you would have with a more traditional Arkanoid arcade type game. The storyline, the extra elements that Wizorb adds to it to evolve it into more of a game makes it a much more linear experience that has a more definitive beginning, middle, and end. And so once I get to the credits, I do think at that point I would just be done with it. So we get a success on that level, and I guess that just means we don't have to finish the previous level? All these curses. I find that strange that we didn't have to finish the previous level, but it didn't really do anything for us either. It gave me perhaps more gold than I would have gotten had I stayed in the main level. And we didn't run into any curses, so I could see certainly the safety aspect playing a role there. I am already down to 3 lives. I gotta just focus on keeping the ball in play. Oh, and yeah, I guess this is gonna be the real pain. We need these guys dead. And I can't fireball them with guaranteed hits. Yeah, I think they're gonna just defend against the fireball every time. So we gotta get the ball to hit him where they're not looking. There's 10 more levels. I have 2 lives. there's a problem here. Certainly. I'm gonna have to get really, really lucky. Or I'm gonna have to get to a shop. I still have 2 keys. So if I could get to a shop, I think at this point it would make sense to probably buy about 20 lives. In fact, I think there's just no number too high. I think the move is to probably buy the maximum amount available in favor of just beating the game. The graphics here are a little creepy on the walls, considering I don't really find the skeleton warriors too creepy. The eyeballs and the mouths in the walls, I think, is a little too creepy. Otherwise, this would definitely be a pretty family-friendly game, which it obviously should be, which is also the weirdness around Death's Hangover, in that there's just a lot of cussing in the story. To say something nice about Death's Hangover, though, at least it does have like dialogue and story that happens more often in between levels, whereas in this game, if you don't go to the town and you don't talk to people, you're not getting any dialogue at all, which has created absolutely no personality for Wizorb, the wizard guy, if his name even is Wizorb. I don't even know his name. That says something, I think. But yeah, he's not saying alright. That was a tough one. I did a good job there. You'd think a wizard would either be wise or kind of braggadocious. That he could at least mention some hints or tips to himself in between levels. We're down to 0 lives and very little magic, and we're at 666 gold by, I think, coincidence. We have a weird made-up half pentagon, half pentagram, half just video game icon circle, magic circle in the background, which arguably might be a little too purplish, a little too distracting. I guess the good news is we can continue. We have 3 continues. That gives us 5 lives. With that knowledge, that means we basically have 10 lives. Would have been nice to beat the game without continuing and not finding out that that was a thing, but whatever. So the move here obviously is to just keep things going, keep the ball in play, miss out on pickups. We're at 688 gold coins, so it didn't seem like we lost any gold coins for continuing. That's nice to know. So maybe buying the 10,000 crown literally just gives you infinite continues. I could see it giving you absolutely nothing, giving you just like an achievement, or giving you one small help, but not really a game-changing amount of help. The ball feels like it is sped up with all of its bouncing. And we continued on level 3 there. So now we have a boss battle. Interesting. And so we are back to Pong now. We're trying to free the caged person. And this is exactly the kind of experience that this is the kind of programming I don't want to see, where the guy is totally programmed to bounce the ball back to me. But I can't shoot the cage with magic. It won't free it. So we gotta get the angles crazy. Well, we just drained a lot of lives there. Just gotta move fast, you gotta keep the ball in play, and I think you pretty much just are supposed to avoid the center shots, the straight down the middle shots, in favor of more angled shots. This is an example, I think, where the levels are perhaps a little too square. Well, that worked. So let's just do that again. I used all my magic up, but not a bad twist. I only need one more hit. This very much was the way the Dracula boss battle was set up in Death's Hangover, which I didn't really even get to show that off, where you're just playing Pong. But if you were playing proper Pong, there's no way that the ball would be this close to the two panels would be this close to each other. They'd be on the left and the right side of at least a 4:3 ratio TV. In modern times, there would be a 16:9 ratio TV, and that would give you even more room. So we were immediately teleported to the village. You saved the sacred child of fire. Thank you, save the remaining children, and they will grant you with their power. Interesting. Yeah. We're just gonna drain all of our money to 13 lives. Again, should have probably gotten some magic. The demons could have used our magic to open a breach to the netherworld. So now we have a filled in fire rune. Once the four sacred children of Gorudo have the power of summoning forces of nature, they could help us if we could find them. So, I think it probably is a case where there's a star here. I don't know why. Maybe I got on the leaderboard because of that. So either you're supposed to go and do the netherworld again, or you're supposed to do every level again looking for the remaining children, which there would be 3 of them, and we know we've seen at least one of the runes in this level. So my thought process is we should do this level a second time, all the way through in the next recording, just to see if we do find one of the childs, and to also see what the fire ability really does for us. Because now if all of a sudden we have a power ball that does double the damage, well, that would make beating levels half as difficult. Also, running around this area will get us more gold and probably get us more lives on these easier worlds. But I do have perhaps a question to see as far as whether there are another level after the netherworld, or another level after that. Now, I could be wrong. It may very well just be the case that I need to go to the netherworld and play it a second time and a third time. But storyline wise, it definitely feels like we made the right decision by doing the netherworld first. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.